Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Colin's Corner, episode number 13, I believe. I gotta stop recording these right before I go to bed. It is 11:24 at night, and I'm about to go to bed. But I guess I do things all day, and then at night I'm like, okay, time to just start recording videos. Which is negative and positive. Sometimes there's a little brain fog element to it. But, anyways, we are here, so please hit that subscribe button before we get into the video. Because 86, I believe it's 86% of you are not subscribed to the channel. 86% of the people that view my videos happen to not be subscribed. If you're viewing the video, if you enjoy and like the video and you're a returning viewer, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. It would help me out. So please do that. The 86% of you. For the 24% to 24% of you that are subscribed, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you all day, all night. So anyways, let's get into the video. So tonight, and I mean, I'm trying not to get too hard into it, too deep into it, too many details. But it's just been on my mind that you have to let God do his thing. Like wherever you are, whatever point you're at in your life with different things, you have to let God kind of work his magic, like he has a plan for you. And you might not always know what the best decision is, and the best decision might not be apparent to you for a long time. Like for months and months, you might think that you're doing the right thing when you're actually not, or you might think you're doing the wrong thing when you're actually doing the right thing. You have no clue. And you just have to trust that whatever you're doing, God is going to work it for good. We often think that we do things trying to gain favor from God. We're not, that's not what life is. Life is not trying to gain favor from God or gain favor from anyone. You do your best, and then you let everything work out. You do what you can, and you let God, figure out the rest of it. But we often think that if we didn't take an opportunity, then we failed. Then, the opportunity passed. Guess I'm not going to be successful. Guess I'm not going to achieve what I wanted to, achieve my goals. I guess, none of this is going to work out. But the thing is that God doesn't look at it that way. God looks at it as, okay, you missed an opportunity, but that sets up something so that there's another opportunity down the line. And it's a whole building block scenario. If you build it this way, then it looks that way. If you build it that way, then it looks this way, type of thing, where we have no clue what things are going to look like in the future depending upon our actions. There's a million different, timelines in this, and I'm sounding like freaking Morty now, but like there's a million different outcomes to a situation. But the one outcome that happens to be in your current reality, in your universe, in your timeline, that is what God has planned for you. Because he could have done anything else. He could have, any of these scenarios that play out in life could have turned to something terrible, or could have turned to something great. But if it always turned to something terrible, then you would never, enjoy the amazing things that God has in life for you. And if it always turned to something great, then you would never learn from anything and you'd never get better because you were just given everything. There has to be a balance of both things. God does not look at your mistakes or your successes as the overall determination of who you are as a person or what your life is or what you're going to become. God works quite literally everything that you do, good, bad, and indifferent, for good. He works all of these things, all of these decisions, whether you make the right decision, whether you make the wrong decision. He works them for not for your gain, but just so that you can enjoy everything that he's given you. The bad things that happen in life, right? You're in a car crash, your parents get divorced, or your grandmother, unfortunately passes away, or something happens with a loved one, or you get injured or whatever. And I'm naming all these terrible things. It's getting dark and gloomy, but here's the point, is that all these terrible things, you don't appreciate life without them. You don't grow without them. You don't get to say, all these terrible things happen, but it's a sunny day outside. Because if it's always sunny days, you become numb to that. You don't appreciate that it's sunny days without rainy days. You don't appreciate the rainbow. If the rainbow's sitting there every single day in front of your face, you become numb to it. You become accustomed to it. But if it's thunderstorming and it's dark one day and you're having a rough day, the rough days make you appreciate the good days. God's not going to give you everything you want when you want it. He's going to give it to you when you need it. He's going to give it to you when he sees best according to his plan for you. And people say, well, there's free will. Well, there is free will. You get to make decisions about your life. But no matter what you do, God will always 100% of the time work that so that you can come closer to him, because that's what God wants ultimately. God doesn't care if you get that achievement. God doesn't care if I sit here and I get 1,000,000 likes on this video and I have 10 million bajillion gajillion fucking subscribers. God doesn't care about that. God cares about, what can I do to make sure that Colin's relationship with me is strong. That's what God cares about. And that's what you should care about too. You should make decisions, and it goes back to the age-old saying, what would Jesus do? Well, you have to make decisions based upon, what do you think Jesus would do? Every religion around the world agrees upon one thing, that Jesus was either a perfect man or a near perfect man. He was a great man that you should model your life after. If you're not modeling your life after Jesus, then there might be a problem. I don't care if you're a Christian or not. You have to have something to look up to, and I think Jesus is like the ultimate role model of like what to do, what to say, when to do it, when to say it. That's who you should kind of model everything after. In my opinion, you shouldn't be, looking at, whoever, a celebrity or whatever. And I talk about that in my last video about how we worship celebrities. But getting back to the point of all of this is that God loves you. Like that's the most important thing, is that bad things happen and people often turn their back on God because they say, God punished me. God did this to me. The reason that God allows bad things to happen is so that, one, we can grow, and two, we can grow in our relationship with him, but so also that we can appreciate all the other great things that he's given us. Again, you don't appreciate all the amazing things you have without all the terrible things that have happened. I don't appreciate my relationship with my younger brother as much as I do now if he didn't have brain cancer when he was in second grade and I didn't know if he was going to live or not. Like, you don't appreciate those things. But when we're younger, and I don't know if my little brother's going to die or not, I easily could have said, God, why did you do this? Why did you punish me? You did this to me. But God didn't do it to me because God had a plan. God said, no, I'm not going to allow your brother to die. I'm going to allow him to live, for him to grow, and for your relationship to grow with him so that you guys can become closer. People, car crash or whatever, or major injury or death in the family or whatever. All these things, again, they happen and we think that they're terrible in the moment, and they are. In the moment is the key phrase there. They're terrible for a moment. And then, out of nowhere, rising out of the ashes like a phoenix, for added emphasis, God makes something out of nothing. And when you think that all is lost, suddenly your life becomes better than you would have thought. Just when you think you've hit rock bottom, when it couldn't get worse, God says, "Hold on a second, let me cook." And he just does the most amazing things possible. My parents got divorced when I was younger, and that was very hard on the entire family, me and my siblings and even my parents, for numerous reasons. And that was great because, and I say it was great, and that's, you wouldn't hear, oh, the parents got divorced. That's great. It was great because my relationship with my siblings wouldn't be as strong as it is. My relationship with my dad wouldn't be as strong as it is. I wouldn't be the same person I am without that happening. I wouldn't have been able to grow. I wouldn't have been able to, come live at my dad's house and do all these things and like discover like what I like doing and who I am. And, I wouldn't have met new people. There are people that I've met because of, the divorce, because I moved to my dad's house and, I had different opportunities. Again, these things happen and we feel like God's punishing us and we feel like God has turned our back on us, so we turn our back on him. But really what's happening is he's trying to get you to appreciate all the amazing things that we have, and he's trying to draw you closer to him. And I think that's the most important thing. And I hope you got something out of this video. I hope that this video kind of made you think about God in a different light, made you think about who he is and why he allows certain things to happen. And this isn't to say that God won't give you amazing blessings in the future, because everything most things, like, look around, look at life, look at everything that you have that's a blessing. I look around my room right now and it's like, yeah, there's like material things, but they're things that like I really enjoy and I was able to like buy or do because God blessed me with money, or he blessed me with this or that. Like everything, all the amazing things you have to thank God for them. You have to say, God, thank you for putting me in a position to have the privilege to do these things, to have these friends, to have this great support system, to do the things I love, to make the videos, to have a good job, to, whatever it is. But God has put us in all these positions, and when something bad happens, a lot of people tend to turn their back on him, and I think that's the wrong approach to it. So, um, again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of this. Didn't mean to sound a little preachy, pun intended, there. But yeah, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. I got on my religious stuff here. I've been going in different directions, and I think that's a good direction for the channel, is kind of covering all our bases. So again, Mondays and Fridays, new episodes of Colin's Corner, and Wednesdays, new episodes of the Collective Consciousness Show with Colin Reich. I appreciate you watching. Again, please like, subscribe, comment, and I will catch you on the next corner.